Hi, I'm Kenton, and I want to share the strategy I have developed of when and where to list my apartments for rent each year. Being extremely cost conscious, I don't like the idea of paying to list or advertise my apartments for rent, and you can definitely get leads and rent your apartments each year without paying a fee to list them. If I do need to use a pay site, I'll explain the strategy I employ, but know that for me this is very rare. My wife and I do all of our showings, so this video is focused on finding leads and showing the apartment yourself. If you are not available to do showings, then you'll need a licensed agent to show your apartments on your behalf, and you'll be paying them a commission, which is usually 1 month's rent. If you have your own real estate license, you can list your properties on the MLS yourself and potentially save half the commission. I manage all of my apartments using TenantCloud. If you have less than 75 units, it is a free property management website with a lot of great features, including the ability to receive applications, run credit and background checks, accept payments, receive and manage maintenance requests, send invoices, and so much more. Again, this is all free to use. The only fee I pay TenantCloud is for the credit and background checks. If you are considering switching online property management technology or starting to use one, you can use the link below and sign up for free. Now back to the listings. I start with TenantCloud, which allows you to create and post listings directly from the website, and they syndicate the listings to Oodle, apartments.com, rentals, and more. You can view my TenantCloud website at kentonrg.com, and if I have any current listings, you'll see them there as well. I also create individual listings on Avail, Cozy, Zumper, Facebook, Real Rentals, Adobo, TurboTenant, Rental Ads, RadPad, and apartments.com. Many of these sites also syndicate the ads, so your listing will probably appear on some of these sites more than once, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. Some of these sites also offer tenant applications, screening, and varying levels of property management. But as I stated earlier, I personally believe TenantCloud is the best and most cost-effective option for my portfolio. In the past, I also posted on Craigslist, but stopped when they started charging $5 per month in Chicago. I know that isn't much, but since I rarely got leads from them anyway, I didn't think it was worth the time or expense to keep posting there. It may be different in your area or for the price point of your rentals, so definitely consider Craigslist an option. I intentionally left the Zillow companies last. Zillow has a huge audience and owns both Trulia and HotPads. I used to list everything on Trulia, HotPads, and Zillow separately, but now, since Zillow owns them, you can get all of them with your one Zillow posting. The only problem is Zillow started charging a fee in Chicago this year, and I know they are rolling it out to other major cities as well. In Chicago, the current rate is $9.99 per listing per week. I did get a lot of leads from these three in the past, so I wasn't too pleased, but I do still use and pay for their service on a selective basis because they do have such a wide audience. Here's my strategy for renewals. Step 1, ask for the renewal. For each apartment, I start 3 months prior to lease expiration and I send a renewal email to the current tenants. I say something like this: I hope you have enjoyed living at 123 Main Street and I'm inviting you to renew your lease for another year. Rents in the area have been increasing, but in an effort to keep you as a tenant, I'm only raising your rent by X dollars, which is about Y% increase. If you'd like to renew, please reply to this email and I'll prepare the new lease for your signature online. I may or may not include a deadline. Step 2, follow up. If I don't have a response by mid-month, I will send another email saying that I'll plan to list and start showing the apartment by the first of the month if I don't have a signed lease before that date. I may also add a line saying that if one roommate wants to leave, the other roommate can find a replacement and have the new person apply. Feel free to add in anything relevant to help support the renewal, like recent improvements or new amenities or anything else that may be relevant. Step 3, list the apartment. If I don't have the signed lease at least 2 months prior to lease expiration, I list the apartment on all the free sites I mentioned. I also place a for rent sign on the property. And I email all of my current tenants to see if they may know someone potentially interested in renting the apartment. Depending on the number of inquiries and showings throughout that month, I may drop the price to increase interest. Step 4, add pay sites. If I don't have a signed lease by approximately 1 month prior to lease expiration, then I consider paying Zillow to list the apartment. Although it is annoying to pay the fee, it is still way less expensive than a half or full month's rent to an agent or a vacancy. This usually gets it rented. Step 5, drop the price and/or consider listing with an agent. If you still don't have it rented and there are only 2 weekends left in the month, I would highly recommend another price drop. If you want to increase your audience further, there are a lot of pay sites to use, or you can list it on the MLS with an agent. Of course, using an agent is by far the most expensive way to rent your unit. At this point, I would remind you that you should drop your asking rent. Remember, whatever your rent is, if you are going to pay an agent a full month's rent or have a vacancy for 1 month, you could instead drop your rent by up to 8.3% and break even. Dropping the rent by up to 8.3% will give you the same income for the year, but your first month's rent won't go to an agent or no rent at all for the month if it's vacant. So before you lose a full month's rent up front, just lower your rent and you'll be money ahead. Also note, the listings on the free listing websites do expire, so you'll need to periodically log into each website to renew your listing. Of course, Zillow will automatically keep renewing and charging you, so you'll need to cancel that listing as soon as you get a signed lease. I hope this helps you rent your apartments faster and for higher rents without paying to advertise and get new leads. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. If you know of additional free listing websites that I missed, please share them in the comments below. And if you're looking for a property management program or just a program to accept online applications and run credit checks, please take a look at TenantCloud. It's free to sign up and test it out for yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of luck with all your rental listings.